Is black and brown people, we just need to stop getting in our feelings when someone says something that's not, I guess, politically correct. Because when he says black fighters on sale, I mean, I don't see why you should get upset about that, because when you look at the evidence, he's clearly wrong. Abel Sanchez is clearly wrong. You know what I'm saying? But instead of, people pointing out that he's wrong, some people get upset. Who cares, man, that he say black people don't sell? For one, I can't worry about what someone think about me, man. Like, seriously, I mean, don't go through life worrying about what somebody think about you, or what somebody think about your so-called race. Because for you to try to answer every fool out there or every person out there that disrespects your ethnicity, then you're gonna be defending yourself all the time, man. It's just, Abel Sanchez is trying to sell a fight. That's another thing people got to realize. That man trying to sell a fight. He's trying to sell Triple G and Canelo fight. So I look at it as that. And Abel Sanchez is a trainer. I think we need to stop really putting a lot of emphasis and a lot of credibility to what these trainers and these promoters are saying. Because a lot of times what they saying, a lot of times they're just selling their fighter, and that's their job. Abel Sanchez's job is to, praise his fighter. His job is to train his fighter, get his fighter ready, and then praise his fighter. Bob Arum, his job is to promote his fighters. Just like Don King did, promoted his fighters. Lou DiBella, Kathy Duva. A lot of these promoters, is their job, Oscar De La Hoya. Mayweather's a promoter now. These guys are going to talk up their fighters. So for us to get overly in our feelings about it is just ridiculous, man. And then another thing, when Abel Sanchez, like I said, when he says black fighters don't sell, the evidence don't show that. Jack Johnson sold. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys sold that are black fighters. You're gonna go up the list. You know what I'm saying? You could say Jack Johnson, and then Joe Louis sold. Ali sold. Mike Tyson sold. Sugar Ray Leonard sold. Mayweather sold and still selling. So what he says about black fighters is not true. And then, black people in general sales, period. We are the top sellers in America, period. Look at football and basketball. Football is the number one sport in America, right? We all see the evidence that football is the number one sport in America. Football is 70% black, if not more. It's selling. Basketball is 75% black. It's selling. Look at the sports that are not selling as well as those two sports. And the common denominator in all those sports is not enough black people. Baseball. The last 20 years, 15 years, a lot of black people are not going to baseball. I think we're like 20% in baseball now, which 30 years ago I think we were probably 50%. Look at hockey. Hockey is not up there with basketball and football. Not a lot of black people in hockey. Look at tennis. Not a lot of black people in tennis. So black people sell. Black people are the number one consumers, period, in America, period. Because the data shows it. You know what I'm saying? And instead of, black people getting angry over what white people sell, what another ethnicity say, we need to just stop playing accepting the victim role. And if we don't like something, we can create our own. Like if NBA players complaining about the NBA, The black people in the NBA, they make so much money, they can create their own league. They can create their own basketball league because they are the product. Black people are the product of basketball and football. They can create their own leagues. It's just that black people don't want to go out on their own and do anything. They scared to step out on their own and really create something on their own and stand on their own. Because when you stand on your own, then all the blame has to go to you. As well as all the adulation that you get, all the blame has to go to you. All the criticism has to go to you. So instead of us complaining about something, let's create our own. That's that. But and he said all Mexican fighters like to go toe to toe. Mexican fighters, they like to go toe to toe. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez was a really good boxer. He wasn't a brawler. He just was an inside fighter that likes to work on the inside. That's not brawling. That's not being a brawler. That's just that's knowing how to fight on the inside. Unlike Sean Porter that smothered his work on the inside. Go look at Chavez. Look how he worked on the inside. Look at the spacing in between his punches on the inside. How short his punches are. Look at Salvador Sanchez. Great boxer. Look at Juan Manuel Marquez. Great boxer. His brother. Great boxer. Oscar De La Hoya. Great boxer. Oscar De La Hoya was a boxer. Boxer puncher. So when Abel Sanchez say that Mexican fighters are toe-to-toe fighters, that's not true. That's not true with the upper echelon of the fighters that quote-unquote sell. Eric Morales was a really good boxer. He used his boxing skills to beat Manny Pacquiao in that first fight. So I don't see why people get upset about it. The man just trying to sell his fighter. He's just trying to sell a fight. Is he racist? I don't care if he's racist or not. It's not my job to try to change somebody's mind to make a racist into a non-racist. I mean, you're just wasting your time to me. It's time and you wasting your time and effort if you want to sit up here and try to convince somebody on why they're racist and why shouldn't they be racist and all this stuff. I don't care about that. I just think we just need to get our stuff together and just worry about creating a proper culture with rules and regulations. But other than Abel Sanchez comments, I mean, it's just not true. I mean, you can just point out the truth to him. You can just, hey, look, Abel, I mean, black people have been selling. When I would have to say black fighters and Mexican fighters, when they fight, you have big fights. Look at Mayweather, Canelo. Mayweather, De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? You have huge turnouts, huge fights. Larry Holmes, and when he fought, what's that guy he fought? That white guy, George Clooney. He fought George Clooney back in the day, back in the 80s, right? That was a big money seller. And then you had another big money seller when Leonard fought Hagler, and when Leonard fought Hearns. And when Hearns fought Hagler, that was a big fight. So black people sell in boxing. They've been selling since they've been actually given a chance to compete. So he's just trying to sell a fight. And I know that he don't want Jamal or Jamel, one of the Charlo brothers, to fight Triple G, because he said that black people don't sell. So he using that angle. He using the angle of black people don't sell for him not to, for the Charlo brother not to get that fight. As long as Triple G is holding the titles, the Charlo brother deserve a fight. If Triple G don't want to defend his titles properly, then let go the belt. I'm okay if a fighter doing what he want to do, as long as you ain't holding no titles. As long as you ain't holding no belts, you can do whatever you want to do. Just don't hold the belts up. Drop the titles after the Canelo fight. If you win a Canelo fight, drop the titles, and then let the young man fight for the vacant titles or whatever, or fight. You know, if Canelo win, let him. I don't know if Canelo want to fight him, but I doubt if Canelo want to fight him. But let Canelo fight him. But for Abel Sanchez to say the guy hasn't done anything, or he doesn't, for your biggest point to be that black fighters don't sell, that's the reason why he's not going to get a fight. That's ludicrous. In my opinion, that's ludicrous. And I mean, look at what he's saying though, because I vividly remember when I first started getting online, people used to always advocate and support Mayweather when Mayweather say people don't bring money to the table. That's what it all comes from. But now your favorite fighter is getting caught up in that money. Fighter don't bring money to the table. Now you're getting angry. You see, it was going to be a trickle down effect from Mayweather, people supporting Mayweather when Mayweather say people don't bring money to the table, because eventually it was going to hit one of the fighters that you like. And now it's hitting one of the Charlo brothers. I like the Charlo brothers because those guys go out, those guys fight, and they have a fighting style that I enjoy. But when you advocate and you support Mayweather when he say fighters don't bring money to the table, that's why they're not fighting. I vividly remember when Thurman was trying to get the fight with Mayweather, he don't bring money to the table. He hasn't done enough. You see what happens? Now, Abel Sanchez saying the Charlo brother hasn't done enough. He don't bring money to the table. So he's using the same words that a lot of people were supporting back 3, 4, 5 years ago. See, now it's coming back on you. It's coming back to hit you in the face, and now you don't like it. That's why I used to make videos saying people need to start worrying about fighters not bringing money to the table, because these guys listen to our YouTube channels. They understand that, man, they're buying the notion that people don't bring money to the table. They supporting that. They see that y'all support that. Oh, that's why you hear fighters say, "Oh, he don't bring money to the table. He don't bring money to the table. I don't have to fight him because he don't fill up the arenas." See, you see what happens? So my thing is this: I support the fighter who's going to fight. I'm a big supporter of Undisputed. I want to see Undisputed in every weight class. Will we get it? I don't know. But I'm supporting the guy that want to go and try to be Undisputed. That's my thing. I want to see who's the best. I don't want to argue about who's the best. A lot of people are comfortable arguing about who's the best. I don't like to do that. I like to see action. A lot of all that talking, that's okay. Like I said, let me say it again. Talking is okay. Action is way better than talking. I don't want to hear a lot of talk, because ever since this social media has blown up, there's a lot of people that do a lot of talking. And it reminds me of people in the school when I used to go to school, and these guys used to do a lot of talking and try to beat you with their words. But then when you call them on their words, when you actually call them on their words and say, okay, let's fight, then it's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I really don't want to, no problems with you. You see? But you talked all that stuff. You trying to talk me and beat me with your words. No, let's actually do it. See, I'm from a different generation. We look, talking is okay, but you got to bag it up. Plain and simple. But who cares what Abel Sanchez said, man? He's a trainer, man. His job is to big up his fighter, man. That's his job. The promoter job is to big up his fighter. Eddie, I know a lot of people mad at Eddie Hearn. It's his job to big up his fighter. He understands Joshua can make so much money. Joshua can make so much money where he's at right now. That's why Eddie Hearn is keeping him away from Wilder, because he understands Wilder can upset that apple cart. But eventually, he's going to have to see Wilder. All Wilder has to do is just keep doing what he's doing. Just keep knocking people out. And call Joshua out after every fight. He don't need to get angry about it. Because you can't, first of all, you can't get angry about what another man is doing with his life. If y'all lives cross paths, so be it. But for you to get angry over what he's doing, what he's not doing, that you want